All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the second half of your most exciting block day. Today we are going to be talking about standard form, and I know you're saying, I thought you went home for dinner. Well, I did. Dinner was fabulous, and trust me, I wanted to stay, but I have to get you guys ready for a quiz on Friday. So, we're going to be working through these last notes, and like I said, on Thursday we're just going to have review day on how to graph and all that kind of good stuff and write these equations. So let's get cracking before we do anything else. So sometimes we're not given a slope, okay? And remember last time we were looking at slope-intercept form where we were given a slope and a y-intercept, and sometimes there's no slope given. Maybe it appears there's two slopes, or there's no beginning period. Okay, if maybe there are no points given. Okay, the equation can be written in standard form in the other way. All right, so we're going to talk two ways. First of all, if you see a slope and an intercept, you know you're in slope-intercept form. This is the other way. Standard form is ax plus by equals c. And let's have a crack at a few of these. These are going to be a little tricky, and we'll figure it out as we go. All right. So I don't know if you guys need some help, maybe even on graphing some of these. But first of all, let's get going. First of all, so maybe two slopes. There's no beginning amount. And there are no points given. So first of all, a 100-point test has X questions worth 2 points. So some questions are worth 2 points, and some questions that were worth 4 points. All right, now you got to realize that these 2 points and 4 points do have a total, don't they? So what is the total that's given? Well, it's a 100-question test, and so we are going to set something up equals 100. Everything should equal 100. What do the variables stand for? Well, X is going to be the 2 points. And y is going to be the I'm sorry, my page is slightly off, the 4 points. All right, write an equation that describes all possible outcomes. All right, well, I know that it's going to first of all equal 100, and that's the first thing I take out, is I know there's a total here. And let me scroll down so you can see. I know there's a total here that equals 100. All right, here's the thing. I know that every x is going to be worth 2 points. Okay? Plus, all my y's are worth 4 points. So that means if I have one y, that'll be worth I'll only have one question worth 4 points, and the rest have to be in x's, right? Or maybe I want to go light on the x's. Maybe I only want to have one x, right? Okay. All right, so this is going to be my final equation. Not a hard one, again, to write, but it is a little tricky. You got to be a little extra careful. Extra careful. All right, so here we go. If you have 24 questions worth 4 points apiece, how many questions will be worth 2 points apiece? All right, so that means I have 24, how many? 24 of the 4-point questions. So I have 24 of those. So I'm going to insert this in here. 2x plus, and I'm going to put in 4 times, and it's going to be 4 times 24. So I have 24 of the 4. Now, I don't know why this is so far off. I've never yet had this happen before, but it's pretty off right now. Okay. So, multiply this out and we'll figure out what we got for an answer. Okay, so I figured out that 4 times 24 is 96. 4 times 24 is 96. So now I just have to solve for x. So I'm going to minus 96 from 100. Right? I'll have to remove that. And that gives me 4 points. Okay? And then I'm going to divide by 2. Sorry, I'm running out of room here. All right, and so I should have x equals 2. So that means there's got to be 2 x questions. 2 x questions. All right? A little different, a little trickier, okay? All right, now is when we get into the fun stuff, graphing. First of all, what is the total given? Louisa has $36 and $5 bills in singles. How many of each type of bill does she have? So what is the total that is given? Well, the total that's given is $36. Okay. What do the variables stand for? Well, x. I have, let's say x is $5. And y will be singles, which would be $1 bills, right? Okay, write an equation. So I've got my $5 bills plus my $1 bills, and those should all equal $36. Cool, huh? All right, now graphing the equation. I don't know if you guys have ever done this before. Whoa, okay. I don't know if you guys have ever done this before, but graphing in standard form is actually pretty easy. What you're going to do is, I just like to make a little table here. Sorry. I like to make a little table. I say x, y. And you're just going to do this over and over. I'm going to put a 0 here and a 0 down here. Now notice they're not right across from each other. They're alternating. In fact, you might say this is alternate interior. You remember that stuff. So let's take this one up here first. If x is 0, so if this was 0, meaning there were none of those, right? If there were none of those, how many y's would we have to have? Well, how many y's would we have to have $36? 36, right? Okay. Now, if we reverse that, I'm going to have to erase. Alright, here, let's add that now back up here. Now, let's say we have, let me erase this arrow here. Let's say we have, wrong one. Okay, 0 y's now. Let's say we plug a 0 y's. What if we have 0 of these guys? Well, how many x's do I need? Well, I'm going to divide by 5. Divide by 5. And I get, what is that? 36 divided by 5. 36 divided by 5 is 7.2. Alright, so we're going to have to estimate a little bit here. Okay, so my y's have to make it all the way up to 36. Alright, so, and my x's need to make it all the way to 7.2. So I'm going to start off here, and let's just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so that's got to make it all the way up to 7.2, and my x's will make it up there. Now, my y's, let's go by 5. So let's say this is 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and I think that's good enough. Now, if I was to graph this, I am going to say, alright, well my first spot is at 0, 36. So 0, 36 is right there. My next spot is here. And that is at 0.7, which that's 5, 6, 7. So just slightly off of 7, 0. And there it is. I got my 2 lines. Connect the dots. Now guys, we are in high school, and I don't think I need to sit for 2 hours reteaching you guys how to graph. Now, you're expected to graph, and if you don't know how to do standard form, then maybe you need to look up another YouTube video on standard form. You can find them all over the place, but we cannot just keep repeating over the same process. Same with algebra. If you guys are getting stumped with algebra, solving for x, I'm sorry guys, you had a whole year last year, plus some before then. All right, last question. If Louisa had two $5 bills, how many singles does she have? So I'm going to come back up here to this equation before I erased it. And it says, all right, if Louisa had two $5 bills, so she has two of these, right? If she's got two of these, all right, that's going to give me 10, right? Okay, I'm going to get to 10. So that's going to be 10 plus y equals 36, right? Because I have two 5s. So 10 plus y equals 36. So how do I solve for y? Well, this is algebra, minus 10. All right, my hand got something. Minus 10, minus 10. So how many y's do I need? 26. That's going to be my answer for part C. Okay? All right. You guys got to start getting responsible here. We have time for one more example. Here we go. Standard form. This is question 3, and then you guys are on your own. The Ramey family bought 4 sandwiches and 3 salads. They spent $24. That sounds like a total to me. I'm just going to go right away. Equals 24. All right. This perhaps might not be the best color. All right. Let's try this. Equals 24. Okay. So I'm going to say my x is going to be my sandwiches, right? Because this x is sandwiches. And how much does a sandwich cost? $4. Salads are going to be my y's. And how much do salads cost? $3. Okay. There, I got my equation. Now to graph it, I'm going to pick 2 points because I can graph an equation if I do 2 points. My 2 points are when x is 0 and when y is 0. Should be the easiest. So if x is 0 and I completely wipe out my x's, what will y have to be to equal 24? What will y have to be to equal 24? Ah! Whoa. Did not mean to do that. Alright. Well, I'm going to divide by 3, and I get y equals 24 divided by 3 is 8 last I checked. Okay? Now I'm going to go back. Now I'm just going to have to remember that. That's 8. Because I will go back. Alright, so this is 8. Okay. Now what if my y's are 0? So what if these guys are 0? My y is 0. I'm going to wipe all those guys out. Like so. And how many x's will I need? Well, I'm going to divide by 4, and I get x equals 6. So I'm going to plot these 2 points out. I'm going to do them on this because my little notepad is a little off. I'm going to choose green here. So I need to go to 6, 0. So 6, 0 is going to be located at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6, 0. And then 0, 8 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right there. Draw a straight line. And there I am all graphed out. Okay? Finally, last one. If each sandwich costs $3.75, how much did each salad cost? Each sandwich costs $3.75. So I am going to put in, all right, the equation, which was 4x plus 3x. We're almost done. 4x plus 3x, 3y, sorry, equals 24. We're almost done. Almost out of time, too. Now, sandwiches were x, so I'm going to go 4 times my x, which is $3.75. Now, you are going to have to do this algebraically because I just don't have time for this. You are going to have to figure out by yourself because you are grown adults now. I always say if you can have children, you can figure this out. You're going to have to multiply that together, solve for y. All right, finish this up, guys. Have a great day. Peace out.